Hey everyone, welcome to the North London Derby. Watch along. We have made it. We're here. Why do I look so little? Hold on. I feel small for some reason. Hey guys, welcome to the watch along. Make sure you guys like this video and subscribe to the channel. We're going to get into the team news in just a moment. I want to make sure that everything is set up properly because last time we were on the struggle bus. How is everybody doing? I know everybody wants to talk about the lineup. I just gave it a little once over. Yeah. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. Let's get into it. Starting in goal, Rhea, you have White, Saliba, Gabriel, and Zinchenko, which tracks. That's pretty much what we've seen. That's our strongest back four. Rice, Vieira, and Odegaard. We had a long conversation around will it be Kai or will it be Vieira, and Arteta went with Vieira. And then up top is where it kind of gets interesting, where I think we're looking for Trossard. There were some rumors yesterday about Trossard sustaining some sort of injury, and it seems to be true. And Arteta has gone with Saka, Jesus, and Nketiah. You know, I don't know. I was talking in my group chat, and I was saying, do you guys think that there's any chance whatsoever that Mikel Arteta will start Nketiah if Trossard is injured? And they're all like, no, 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 no. I know my manager. Any opportunity he has to start Nketiah, he's going to use it. And it's a little disappointing after, watching the PSV game and seeing the fluidity that we have up front. To not have Trossard and to know we're not going to have that in this game is a little disappointing. Because Nketiah is just a very stationary center forward. Like, he's just the type of center forward that's not going to go in different spots. He doesn't really offer that creativity. And so I'm hoping he's not on the left. I'm hoping that at the very bare minimum that Gabriel Jesus is on the left and Nketiah is through the center. If Nketiah is on the left, we're cooked. Like, we need somebody to isolate their fullbacks. Their fullbacks are not great defensively. Their fullbacks have been good going forward, and Adozi and Pedro Porro. But when we start talking about being able to defend 1v1, it is very disappointing not to have either Trossard or Martinelli on that side. And then if you put Nketiah out there, you might as well just hand them the 3 points. Like, we're not going to be able to isolate those defenders. And so, yeah, it is disappointing. Ramsdale and Cedric has made the bench. Tomiyasu, Kivior, Jorginho, El Neni, Smith Rowe, Nelson, and Havertz. So you have the opportunity to bring on some players, I think, to shore up the game. In Tomiyasu, Kivior, you can probably put in that category, in Jorginho. But in terms of bringing players off of the bench to ignite the attack, it's not there because you don't have Trossard, who's like the main guy to do that. There's no Martinelli. So what we have is pretty much what's going to need to get it over the line. It's not the best. It's not the best. But Arsenal just kind of have to, get it over the line at this point. Like, it's not a bad lineup. Like, everything else is fine, but I know people don't like when I talk about it. I just don't think that Nketiah is the right option if we want to score more than 2 goals. So yeah. But I would have maybe preferred Nelson, but maybe at this stage Nelson is better coming off of the bench. Arteta also had the option to play Kai Havertz in the false 9 and to play Jesus out left. That still would have given you a little bit more fluidity, but he went for Eddie, a player that he trusts a lot. That's a big call. It's a big call, I think it's a big call. Mark Neighbor says, please, Jess, Eddie left wing is not handing them the win. I think maybe I'm being a little bit dramatic, but it's not setting us up for the best possible way to attack them. That's for sure. He needs to make sure Jesus is on the left so that we can isolate their fullbacks, period. I've seen Eddie on the left a couple of times and it doesn't work. Like, period. Point blank, does not work. And I'm still having a hard time understanding why we didn't just go with Havertz up front. You know, I don't understand what's the Eddie thing. I don't get it. T says we might be underestimating Eddie a bit. He has 2 and 3. Fair enough. Reginald said glory, glory, Tottenham Hotspur. Fair enough. I'll name this account later. Says I would rather Havertz up front than Nketiah. Richard says would have preferred Reese. Sergio says no Trossard. Yeah, those rumors that started coming out yesterday or the day before. Actually yesterday. And it is what it is. I think we're gonna continuously have injuries. Like we're just gonna have injuries quite a bit because players are playing tons of games without any rest. And so I would imagine that at like every week, we're going to have somebody come back in, somebody go out, So I think we have to get used to that and hope that we have the type of squad that can sustain a certain, amount of injuries. And I think right now we look all right. My only concern about this here is that, what we've started with is probably the best it is, and then you have players that can shore it up if we're winning, but you don't have players to change the game if we're not, except for maybe Reese. I'm not sure about Havertz, coming off of the bench and making a difference in terms of scoring more goals if we're behind, but usually you'd want to bring in like Vieira for that. Usually you want to bring in Vieira for that. You have Trossard for that. And there's no Trossard and Vieira starting. So this is a very front-loaded lineup that kind of has to get it done because you have a lot of options to kind of shore things up. JJ Ash says the general narrative against Eddie is by fault negative. Why do you think that is, though? Like, I feel like, the overall feeling on Eddie is probably that, he's a decent player, but he maybe is not at the level. And because then when you start to continuously play that player, I think people just begin to get frustrated. I think it's just that simple. And so you start to, it's easier to see the faults of a player than the positives when you start to get frustrated about them being included anyway. And so I've said till I'm blue in the face that Eddie is not a terrible player. He's not, he's definitely like a Premier League level striker. But is he, for me, good enough to be at Arsenal? I don't know. And he's somebody that going into a North London derby, I want to see starting a game. No, I don't. So, maybe he scores a couple of goals today and shuts me up. Hopefully, that's what I prefer. But I think people just get frustrated when they see a player that they don't feel like is up to the level continuously playing games. I think that's just more what it is. And then by nature, like you said, it gets more and more negative as time goes on. I don't think he's going to win over the fan base anytime soon. I think there's just a feeling that he's not the guy. So yeah. Samuel says this lineup doesn't look good. Eddie might not use his chances. The lineup looks fine. Like, it's just him. Like, it's just that one little thing. Like, Ray is fine. White, Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko. That's what we'd usually have. Rice, Vieira, Odegaard. That's great. Unless you wanted Havertz, that's fine. And then you have Saka and Jesus, where they're two of our best attackers. It's just not understanding the Eddie situation and why he's so high up the pecking order. And Arteta trusts him a lot. That's clear. He really likes him a lot. I just don't connect with Eddie and his level being Arsenal level at all. So, I know people don't like it, but hopefully he plays well, because this is a massive, massive, massive game and we can't miss sitters. We can't miss, good opportunities. And his inclusion means that we're going to create less chances by default, so it's just one of those. I'm just looking to see what channel this game is on. Okay. so I can put it on there now. I woke up a little bit nervous anyway. Now that, you know, now that I've seen the lineup, I'm a little bit more nervous. Not in terms of everything else is fine, but we know that the attack has not been clicking. And the first time we saw it click was when Jesus and Trossard and Saka were up front. Now we don't have that again. And so now I'm worried about the attack again. I'm just putting it on the channel. There you go. One thing I will say though is that, you know, I'm hoping that just playing against PSV and getting that big win will kind of ignite the players into playing freely. I do think that like early days in the season, we've been playing a little bit like almost not scared, but a little bit afraid to make a mistake. And so you can't be afraid to go into a derby and make a mistake. You have to back yourself to play your football and win the game. And so hopefully they play with a little bit of freedom today. And but it's also unfortunate that like the left-hand side, it doesn't have any continuity. Like what I was kind of hoping was that we'd play with the same left side that we did against PSV to try to get a little bit of like, a little bit of something going there. It's interesting. People are asking me about the Tottenham lineup. I will check that out now. Let's see. Now, Tottenham should have no injury concerns. Oh, I blocked them. That's so funny. Can't even see it. I'm such a hater. They're starting with their goalkeeper, Poro, Romero, Van de Ven, Dogi, Basuma Sarr, Madison, Kulusevski's son, and Johnson. Oh, Brennan Johnson. I was like, who the hell is that? That's pretty much as strong as a lineup as they can get at this stage. And so that'll mean Son, I guess, through the middle, and Johnson on the left, or maybe Johnson through the middle. I don't know. Fluid front three. Who cares? But that's as strong as they can get. And obviously they're going with a more combative and, runny, pacey, athletic midfield in Basuma and Sarr. So yeah, it's a strong lineup for them. And so yeah, it's just they should be putting out a strong lineup. They're not in Europe. They're not playing any extra games, so there's no reason for them not to go with a strong lineup. Sergio says rather Eddie than Havertz, I guess. BT says trust our Jesus can't finish for shit. Sigh. I don't know what that even means. Jay Ash says Trussard out with a slight muscle injury. Cool. It's going to happen like every single week. But the team has to persevere. Nico says Jess already feeling defeated. I'm not feeling as confident as I feel like I should feel right now. I want to feel like we're doing it, but I don't know. Like, I just don't know. It's just something about not having our best front line is a little like depressing, and not having Trossard, because you need your best players in these moments. And we know who our best players are. And so, it's no shade. Like, it feels weird to be like constantly having to say, but I don't think Eddie's the worst player in the world. Like, by now you should know what it means. Like, he's not one of the better attackers that we have. So I'd prefer the better attackers. Do you know what I mean? And when they're not there, like if El Neni was out there on the pitch, or, I like my confidence just dips just a bit, So that's it. Carol says no Trossard. Now I'm nervous. Exactly. Like, I am a little bit nervous about how we're setting up, but that has to be Jesus on the left. It has to be. It cannot be Eddie on the left. It can't. It can't. It can't. Like, it just can't. T says thoughts on the Tottenham lineup. So yeah, like I said, strong lineup. I don't expect anything less. They don't have any injuries. They don't have any Europe. They don't have anything. So, like us last season, they'll be pretty much as strong as they can get for most game weeks, So they're coming into it fresh without, they really should be going into this game feeling quite decent. And we're going to be playing with a team that has kind of, played, they played midweek. We got to rest some players, but thank you so much for your super chat, Ash. JJ Ash says, smash the likes, people, and show your support to Jess. Thank you. Let me take a little sip of my coffee, you guys. I've been like, these are the first words that I've spoken today, and they're to you. There you go. And I usually don't talk to people before I have any sort of coffee or anything. Yeah. Nico says, big game for Fabio. Yeah, you guys know how I feel about Fabio. I'm not worried about him at all. Like, he's such a good player. Nice, neat, tidy player. He looks ready for the level. If he can play against, a physical Everton midfield, I don't see why he can't play against this one. He'll be at home, and I'm looking for him to have a big game. You look at the left-hand side, if depending on who's there, it doesn't really matter. I think he'll connect well with Eddie or Jesus. I think he fits well with mostly everybody in terms of who can play off of that left-hand side. So, I'm not worried about Fabio at all, but you guys know how I feel about him. I think he's a great player. Willow says, I have to be honest, after the news and lineup, now I'm worried. Mark says, let's see how good they are. They have played Brentford, outplayed Burnley, Sheffield, Man United, and Bournemouth. I also, was saying this yesterday, that when you compare the teams that we've played so far and the teams that they've played so far, they've done well, really well against three of the worst teams in the league, like 17th, 19th, and 20th place team. And so we're their first real test. And I don't think we're really being tested at this stage in the competition. I think it's more from an Arsenal perspective, getting wins. Like, we're in can Arsenal continue to win even though they're in, Champions League and playing in multiple competitions? Can they keep up the pace? Where Tottenham are more in a, like, are they actually good or are they not? And so we're their first test, and we're not Bournemouth and Sheffield and, Burnley. We're not that. And so, but I do think that based on how they've been speaking all week, that they feel like they can go toe to toe with us. And I am hoping that they open up a little bit so that we can attack them. That's what I'm hoping. Maziga says, we have been so bad over the years, but we should still slap them at the Emirates. I'm still confident 3-1 Arsenal. Wilsey says, don't be worried. We've got this. From your mouth to the Arsenal gods, my friend. Sergio says, going to be plenty of fouls. Hope we don't get drawn in. That's a big one too, is not getting drawn into the moment. There's no reason for Arsenal to get drawn into the moment. We're in control. We're at our place. They have to come to us and show that they can play. We don't have to show anything. I think they're going to come into this game feeling like this era, like this need to prove, so you might see some tough tackles early on, but it's important for Arsenal to just like kind of get up and get on with it. Not get, like you guys said, not drawn in, because we don't need to be drawn into anything. We know we're good. They need to come to our place and get something, so it's one of those things. But I totally understand what you're saying. Leahy says, I just want us to score early. If that happens, they'll attack and they'll play into our hands. BT says, time for squad players to stand up and be counted. And that's a really important thing too, is like, I just don't see this, like, I think even with this lineup, this is still very strong, so it shouldn't take one person out to really change things that much. It's just the type of player that it is that concerns me more than anything. And so, if we get down to it and we need to change the game, then we need the likes of like Nelson and maybe even Smith Rowe, because no Martinelli and no Trossard pushes like Emile Smith Rowe and Nelson right up that list. So if we need a goal, they're going to be the people that we call on. So, even if this original lineup, that is a strong lineup, despite, the changes that we've made, it's a very strong lineup. If they can't get it done, then Emile Smith Rowe and Nelson need to be ready to change the game. And, and I back them in a North London derby, to be honest. Like, they're Hale End. Like, they know what it means. they'll be playing in front of their crowd. And we know how Nelson responds to, last 10 minutes, like having to push for a goal. We know how he does. And Emil Smith Rowe has scored. I think has he scored in North London Derby? I'm pretty sure he has. So, it's one of those things where, I think the subs can make a difference. They're not they're not Martinelli and Trussard, but hopefully the occasion and, being Hale End and stuff like that will give them the extra boost if we do have to call on them. There's 133 of you guys in here. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe to the channel. Chosen One says, Jess, Sex is cooking, 7 GA and 7 games, entering his Salah era soon. The thing about Saka is that, like, he's getting GA without playing his best games. And that's what Salah does anyway. Like, there's games where he's, like, not even really, like, he's not performing his personal best, but he still will get an assist. He'll still nick a goal. He takes their penalties. Like, sometimes he misses them, but you get what I'm saying. And so I wouldn't say exactly like a Salah era, because he's so disrespected. The way that people speak about Salah for me is like embarrassing. That guy is an absolute freak of nature. He's a world-class player, and he shows it all the time in a consistency that some players can't even dream of. So, I wouldn't say Salah era just yet, but I would say he's showing signs of a player that could potentially be like Salah, and that's important. Um, uh, Waylon says the Eddie Jesus link up is going to surprise us. I hope so. Lucas says ESR scored the opener in the 3-1 2 years ago. That was a good game. I think that's the one where they did the Rabona and they celebrated that Rabona, but we walked away with the 3 points. Great game. C. Walder says, what do we think? Eddie left and Jesus middle, or vice versa? It has to be Jesus on the left. It just has to be. Like, Eddie cannot play on the left. Like, it just has to be. Chris says, I can't believe we still have all this bad luck with injuries. It's been a curse for us forever. Not my guy, Trussard. The thing is that I know people will say, like, oh my gosh, the Saliba and Tamiyasu injuries, and the Jesus injury, but we were relatively, like, injuries were kind to us last season. We played our best 11, or like kind of our best 11 for the majority of the season, until we got down to the end and we lost Saliba and Tamiyasu. This season will probably be different, because you usually don't get that type of luck twice. And so we probably will be the team that has multiple players out for multiple weeks. And once somebody comes in, somebody goes out. And so the team has to adjust. I see other teams too, like, despite, I do think, like, probably one of the teams that are most solid in terms of injuries right now is probably Tottenham. But when I look at, like, Chelsea and Man United and Man City, I'm looking at teams that are also really suffering through some serious injury issues. And Arsenal need to, like, persevere beyond that. Like, it can't just be, oh my God, we lost this person. I'm not saying you're doing that, but we lost this person. That means that it's it. There's only 2-3 players that if we were to get injuries to them and they were major injuries, that I'd be like, pack it up. Tasia Swim says, it would have been better if we played a double pivot of Jorginho and Rice. I don't know, changing the way that we play for one game because it's Spurs in the North London Derby feels a little risky to me. I think the way that we play with the single pivot, we practice it over and over and over and over again, where it's almost like automatic. You add somebody else in there and you start playing a different formation. I'm not sure that we need to do that at home against Spurs. But, like, I kind of understand maybe what you're saying is, like, maybe you want to be a little bit more sturdy or something like that. But I think we need to be adventurous in this game. I think we need to push and to attack. And so I don't know if we need 2 DMs for this game. Now, where you maybe want to see something like that is a way to Liverpool or a way to Man City, where you want to play more of like a double pivot, like we did with like Partey and Rice in the Community Shield. But against Spurs at home, I feel like that's a little, that would be a little much for me, for me. They're coming out to warm up and shit. Still got 33 minutes, so we still got some time here. I hope that they're confident, man, because I'm hating this. Oh, something that I just want to be a little bit like, you know, I just want to talk a little bit of shit really quick. Okay. So I just love how we won those 2 games 1-0 away from home at Crystal Palace and Everton. Controlled the game. The other team had like no chances. We had obviously some chances that we probably should have put away, but ultimately, like, we were the clear better team, and the other team was just like kind of there. Um, those games were called struggling and barely getting it over the line. And, Arsenal, we're not sure, they're unconvincing. Man United get absolutely bopped by Burnley. Win jammy 1-0 after getting dominated by a Burnley side that's one of the worst teams in the league, and they're calling it professional? What the hell? Like, come on. Like, I was just like, professional? That was not a professional performance. They got away with one. Like, it's kind of like not just like the Wolves game, but it kind of was where they were thoroughly outplayed. And because they have a more individual talent, they got a goal. But you know, they were thoroughly outplayed. Where when we played against Crystal Palace and Everton, the other team was barely even in it. We controlled the game. We didn't score 2 or 3 goals, but it wasn't called professional. That's for sure. F them. Okay. Um, Mark says United are the media darlings. Sad, very, very sad. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I was like, did we just watch the same game? But that's the thing about the media, and like that's a very good like example of what how the media can shape a narrative. They could watch the same game and one media person say that was terrible. Man United are in crisis. They just barely got away with one. And then another can say, that was a great professional performance. And depending on who you like to listen to and what suits your narrative, you'll kind of lean towards that, and that will become your truth. If you watch the game and don't listen to any of the commentary, that is what you thought about the game. Some of the best times I've ever had is like just going to the game. You have a better feeling about the game when you're actually watching it in person. Or if you just turn the commentary off, sometimes it's hard. Turn the commentary off, watch the game, then you know what you saw. But the media can really shape the way people think about a game and how they feel about, what happened in it. Because anybody who watched that game knows that that was not like a professional performance where they were just, trying to get the 1-0 win, professional away performance. It wasn't. Um, Chosen One said, also, I know we're about to smash Spurs, but what do you think about Rodri not playing at the Emirates on October 8th? Um, you know, it makes me like, ooh, because it's like that we know there's a reason why Rodri plays like almost every single game and Calvin Phillips doesn't ever play. It's because they need him. They need him. They can pretty much switch any other positions and be fine, but there's one position that they cannot move around, and that's that one. And so, I think it could end up being a boost, because no Kevin De Bruyne either, potentially. So it could end up being a boost, but then it also means that you kind of have to beat them, because if you can't beat them without Kevin De Bruyne and Rodri, then are you ever going to? And so I think it actually puts more pressure on that game, um, to be honest. But it's interesting. I think Rodri gets away with murder. I think he's a player that even in the Community Shield, he pulled, I think, Kai back, or he pulled one of our players back, no yellow. Thomas Partey touched somebody one time, yellow. And you could just see that the referees just see him in a way where they act like they don't see anything that he does. It's not slick. We can all see it, but they just let it go. And so this is the first time that he's ever been punished for anything. Now, albeit it had to be him putting his hands around somebody's neck. And what I'm happy about is that they set the precedent of it being a 3-game ban and not being able to be overturned with Casemiro, because Casemiro did that last season, and that's what was done. And so they can't go in there and pretend like it was just, oh, it was like just a second. It was exactly the same. It was exactly the same. So the funny thing is that there was no conversation around how ill-disciplined he is, and how stupid and how he could cost his team and none of that. It was just, oh, like it happened here today, gone tomorrow. But also, people don't really care about Man City, but it's about time he gets a little bit back for the bullshit that he does. Brilliant player, probably one of the best players on the planet, let alone midfielders on the planet. Like, he's so good, but it was nice to see him get his comeuppance, you know? It's nice to see him get his comeuppance, you know? Um, I can't stand the guy. He's so good, but can't stand him. Frank says, with Man U, I was listening to a podcast on ESPN, and the presenter, Dan Thomas, said that they were contractually obligated to say something good about United. It was a slip up. That's crazy. Um, I mean, I do think a lot of the stuff is kind of performative. Like, they're like, okay, this is our narrative today. We're going to say this positive. We're going to say this negative. Like, this is the feeling, whatever. But, if they're contractually obligated to say certain things, that sucks, but, and I think that's also why people actually prefer fan content a lot more of the times than like, big media companies, is because it does feel performative. It does feel a little bit like, okay, you're going to say something positive and you're going to say something negative. This is what you're going to say. This is what you're going to say. Sometimes it's like, you know what I mean? Because it's like, come on now. But yeah, that's actually crazy if that's true. So yeah. Samuel says Bukayo Saka makes his 86th consecutive Premier League start for Arsenal. This means he's played more than any other Arsenal player. Super consistent, super consistent. Super consistent. Let's see. Oluwasun says that ESPN comment was obviously a joke. Fair enough. Mark says, I can't tell. Sometimes I can't tell. Mark says Calvin Phillips might get a chance to earn his wages against us. You just never know. I'll be so honest with you. I don't actually think that Pep will play Calvin Phillips against us. Hot take. I don't think he will. I think he'll find some other combination of midfielders, whether it's Matthias Nunes and Nunez and Kovacic, and go with that. I don't think he's going to trust Calvin Phillips. Trust. Trust. Mark says, I've been watching Sky for the last 15 minutes and had Ange interview on the pitch, Madison interview at the training ground, and now the profile on Basuma. That's the narrative. Yeah, I mean, we know what it is. Like, Spurs are the type of team that people gravitate towards. They want them to do well. They're also one of our bigger rivals and they don't like us. So it's in the media's best interest for Spurs to be good, and them not being good last season was not good for them. So you have a manager that's likable. You have Madison there now, so they have their English player to kind of like put all their, time and effort into. And so, yeah, like, I've seen it gearing up for this week. It hasn't been about Arsenal at all. It's been about how good Spurs are. Are they in the title race? How are Arsenal going to stop this scintillating Spurs team? We just have to go out there and take care of business. They're never going to love us like they love them. Like, they actually love any little plucky team that comes out of wherever little corner that they come out of. It was Leicester, it's Brighton, it's Spurs. They love them. So, I'm not surprised by that. And yeah, like, Ange looks like a good coach, but what really kind of like annoyed me early days with him is that they won 2 games and then they started comparing him to Arsene Wenger. And as crazy as that man became at the end of his tenure, I need you to respect Arsene. Arsene won Premier League trophies. He won doubles. He was a genius. And this man has been here for 5 seconds and went out of the first cup competition that he stepped foot in. So can you not? Like, but that's the thing, is like, they just want to give that team something that they have not earned. And it's wild. It's wild. It really is. Like, it's, yeah. SOF says Spurs put 5 past Burnley side that United struggled, only at 30% possession. Yeah, that Burnley side is really bad. Like, not, yeah, no, that's how I feel. They're not very good. They don't have anything that will stop them from getting relegated. When you come up from the championship, you have to have something like a striker that guarantees you some goals. You need to have a style of play. I think that they have that at the bare minimum, but you need to have a sturdy defense, and you need to have something like, something a little bit extra. Like, you need to have like the advantage on set pieces or a dead ball specialist or just a little bit of something that's going to save you, because you're going to be somewhere near the bottom and it's about margins down there. And a lot of times it's the clubs that actually let in less goals that end up staying up than the teams that play better football and maybe score more goals. And for Burnley to be so desperate to play good football, but they don't have a proper striker, they don't have any size, they don't have any speed, they don't have anything. And so like company, that team looks so bad. Like I saw the little triangles that they were doing, and they're trying to play good football. But when you step up to the Premier League, like that kind of stuff just gets swallowed up. And like, what's going to help you on the margins? I don't think they have anything on the margins, but I'm also trying to figure out, like, I haven't watched a lot of Sheffield, but they don't look very good either. Like just looking at the table and the fact that they have like 1 point, they don't, what's going on there. Um, and then you have Luton Town, and the couple of times that I've watched them, I'm like, this might be one of the worst like groups of teams that come up. There's nothing there. I think when you come up from the championship to the Premier League, you have to sacrifice a little bit of maybe your philosophy in terms of the way that you want to play to kind of win on the margins. And they haven't done any of that. Like, it's just crazy to me. Even like Leeds Bielsa team, like they were annoying. Um, but the thing is that they were like, this is what we're going to do, period. And their hyper offensive way of playing kept them up. It was kind of risky. It was a little bit like, but you could see what they were doing and that it was going to work. Burnley are a team that they were saying that they played better football than Leeds did. I don't see it, because Leeds was bopping us around. They really were in those first couple of games. Like that first season, they were bopping us around. So yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. I think all those teams are pretty poor. 20 minutes to go. Like Samuel said, make sure you guys are liking the video, subscribing to the channel. I'm gonna try to get my little timer up and stuff like that. You guys are gonna see this in real time, me trying to figure this shit out. But yeah, you guys just yeah. I am nervous, but I'll be real with you guys. I'm nervous before every single game. So this is nothing new. It's nothing new. I'm always nervous, You guys have been here before. You guys know the deal. I'm not a great watcher, Every time they come down the pitch, I'm gonna think they're gonna score. And every time we go down the pitch, I'm gonna think we're gonna score. Like, that's just kind of how I am. You guys can see that. I know you guys can. Just make it a little bit bigger. But yeah, thank you guys so much for asking me to do these. Like, even though I'm a little bit regretting it, like right this second, I'm happy that you guys told me to do this. Now, if I'm cussing you guys out in a couple minutes because we're down a couple goals or something, like, I meant it when I said it the first time. Let's see. We'll put this up here. We'll reset it if it'll allow me to. I don't know why it's not letting me reset. Well, I don't know why it's not letting me reset. That's so annoying. We'll figure it out later. Who cares? We're here. We're here. We're here. We're here. We're here. We're here. Let's see. Jack Stone says, I'm not scared. We're in full force. Hope so. I just saw a funny comment. Mark says, just giving everyone ample time knowledge for a rage quit. I'm just telling you guys that I'm not good at watching. And if you guys watched me with PSV, you guys will know that, like, I'm just not good at it. Oh God. Why have okay. I'm happy that you guys told me to do this. I'm happy that you guys told me to do this. I'm happy that you guys told me to do this. Mav says nerves are kicking in. C. Walter says, yeah, I feel ill. Glenn says, a little nervous, Jess. I know. Mark says, so is this a live watch along or a highlight show? I'm going to tell you a little thing. It's live watch along, but you put highlights in and then it shows up in the search after. and then people check out your watch along after the fact because they think it's highlights. So that's a little tidbit for you. So it is watch along, but it is also highlights because I'm acting through live on air the highlights of the match, So there you go. Matt says this should be epic. Matt says be sure to have at least a few freakouts, please. You must be a rival fan. Like, you must be a rival fan saying that. Like, if you want me to have a bunch of freakouts, then it's probably because you're thinking I'm gonna have a freak out because Arsenal are not winning. So reveal yourself. Reveal yourself. Who do you follow? Z says, I think Spurs will play a low block here. That would be disappointing. Frank says the uncertainty for a game is nerve-wracking, but I believe in our team. Come on, you Gunners. I love that. Mabangi Z says Arsenal will do it. Uganda is Arsenal forever. I hope so. I hope so. I hope so. I am so just so nervous, you guys. Now it's really kicking in. Help. Help. But yeah, Spurs, best team in the world. This is who we're playing today, apparently. If you've been watching the build up to this game, we're literally playing prime Real Madrid today. So there you go. Shit. Chosen one says, trust this team has a different mentality. They've responded to every challenge so far this season. They'll do it again. And what I think that I'm most interested to see this season is not necessarily do we play the best football or anything like this. Can we just get the results? I think we're beyond needing to show whether or not Arsenal can play good football. We're there. We know it. Arsenal play good football. We're a good team. We know that. We proved that last season and really the season prior. I think people think that last season was the only time that we played good football. Season prior, we were clicking. We just didn't have Jesus and Zinchenko. And once we added them, it went like that. So, I'm kind of beyond that. I just want to see if Arsenal can, beat Everton, beat PSV, then go into a North London derby and get the win. Don't care what it looks like. They can play the better football they want. After the game, they can be sitting there talking about how they dominated the game and they look the best and they had the most shots or whatever. If Arsenal, all I care about is Arsenal coming out with 3 points because that's what we need to be doing at this stage. We're at a different stage than them, and so it's all about the 3 points from here. Then you go into next week. And we have Brentford and then Bournemouth before we go into another round of some difficult games in Manchester City and Chelsea. So, that's kind of that's kind of where I'm at with this team now. It's can we just get the result like we did against Manchester United? We weren't at our best, but we got the 3 points. And so they cried all day long about all their patterns and how they passed it out from the back and how they dominated the game. We came out with the 3 points. That's where we're at with this team. So yeah. Mahindo says, I'm sure we're going to win that match 3-0. Gunnar V says, what's up, Gunners? I'm nervous wreck and only Spurs and United can get me like this. Midfield will be key. I agree. I agree. It's only Man United and Spurs that get you like this because they are our biggest rivals. One is a proximity and historical thing, and the other one is a competitive thing in terms of Man United, Arsenal used to be that rivalry. I wonder what the new generation's rivalry will be because once we're gone, those who watched Wenger versus, Sir Alex Ferguson. Once we're no longer here, I do wonder what the rivalry will be, who people will grow up thinking is our rivals. Because right now, it's kind of historically, it's just kind of Spurs, but there's nobody that we went toe to toe with for a significant amount of time. Maybe it ends up being Manchester City. Who knows? So it's interesting. I want to that's what I'm interested to know. Because it's hard to predict at this stage. Clueless says ditch AFTV for SK. Thank you. Obviously AFTV is great at what they do as well. Anton Dunn says you're hilarious, prime Real Madrid. If you've been listening to everything that they've been saying prior to this game, you would think that we're playing prime Real Madrid with Santa Claus as their coach because that man is Santa Claus. Everybody's loving him. He's giving out presents, kissing babies, blah, blah, blah. And Arteta's like this demonic little Spaniard. No, like we need to slap Santa today, okay? Because I'm tired of it. I really am. Like, nice guy, but they called him Wenger, and that pissed me the fuck off. Z said, I really want you guys to smash Spurs. These dudes just started to play some decent attacking football after a long time of terrorist football. Suddenly they have so much mouth to talk down. Just looking at some of the games that they've played, like I'm taking the 3 games out where they played against relegation fodder, because any team that's worth their salt will beat those teams down. Like they will, so taking those out, Sheffield, Bournemouth, and um, one of the other relegation sides, Burnley. They played against Man United. I actually thought in the first half, Man United were the better team and probably should have scored 2, maybe even 3 goals. And then they collapsed in the second half, and Spurs just overtook them and ran them over in midfield. And then against Brentford, that was a really even game where like it could have went either way. That's why it ended up 2-2. So I do think that just like we're not Burnley, Bournemouth, and fucking Sheffield. Like, so this game is going to be a lot more difficult than anything that I think that they've faced so far. And they're away from home. So I'm interested to see what that looks like, but if I kind of understand, because I feel like we were quite similar last season when we knew we were about to be good. We knew from preseason we were really good, and we were playing the type of football that we haven't seen in a very long time at the Emirates. So we were gassed, and even though we had played maybe some poor teams at the beginning, we were up for it. And so I can kind of understand, but at the same time, it's kind of like, calm down. Calm down. Calm down. The Mad Hatter says, where's Trossard? He has a little bit of a muscle injury. So unfortunately, he's not going to play today. He's not on the bench either. Richard says, why am I so nervous because of Nketiah? I think he will make the whole attack worse. I think it's just because he's not one of our better attackers. I feel like that's as simple as it gets. And because our attack really relies upon fluidity, having like a traditional kind of like fox in the box striker, albeit like Eddie has improved his all around game. Like I don't want to take that away from him, but I think at his core, he wants to be in the box, make runs, and get tap ins. And so it does stop our attack from being a little bit more fluid. And that fluidity is what gives us the 3, 4, 5-0 games where, we're probably closer to like 2-0, with Eddie, because it's a little bit more difficult. And when the chances fall to him, like they did against Crystal Palace, and Forest, like he doesn't get all of them. Like I think, I don't know, his statistics would say that he's quite clinical, but I feel like when I'm watching him, there's chances that he gets where I'm like, you should definitely be putting that away. So I don't know. Maybe it's just harsh on him. So Mark says, we are all nervous as it's Tottenham. It's a top clash, but if I'm honest, we are the better team. We are at home. We should feel confident. It's interesting because on Twitter, I saw some Arsenal fans saying that, Arsenal fans should calm down and not be so confident. We shouldn't be confident for this game. Calm down. And I'm like, you know what? But that's not what football is about, though. Like, if I felt really confident about this game, like in my soul, like I'm usually a pretty nervous person when it comes to Arsenal. So this would never be me. But do I feel like it's wrong for Arsenal fans to back the shit out of their club when they're going into a North London derby? No. And if we get egg on our face, we get egg on our face. We move on, But I think it's weird to be like, oh, don't be confident for the North London derby at home. Like you may be sitting around watching Spurs and getting nervous, but maybe some Arsenal fans just rate our team better, And so I do think we should be confident, or at least like know that we have a really, really decent chance at winning because we're at home and we're a really good side, despite them being a good team as well. I found that so strange. I'm like, if you can't be confident for the North London derby, what can you be confident for? Like, Mark says, take a sip of your coffee, Jess. It's going to be a long game watch along. I know. And this thing is like full, like it's fully full. So yeah, but I like starting these early and getting the vibes before because, I know some of you guys will go to watch the game, in a couple of minutes and then come back for halftime and stuff like that. So I love having this like hour long time to just like, it's almost like a little watch, like a little live show before. I think it's fun. And then just to let you guys know, just to remind you guys one more time, um, before you guys jet off into what you guys are doing. Obviously, we're doing the Tottenham watch along right now, and then player ratings immediately following the game. And then on Patreon, we're doing the Tottenham post match podcast and the rewatch with James B from AFTV. That's going to be on Patreon. So if you want access to that content, you will have to be a patron. But nevertheless, if you guys are looking for all your North London Derby content and you want it for free, there's going to be the player ratings here. And you guys know I always pull the best bits from the watch along and put them out there so you guys can laugh at me again. So there'll be stuff out there, for you guys. And, we'll probably talk about this game multiple times from now until our next game. So, you know, if you guys can't do Patreon, there's no problem with that. But I just want to let you guys know what's coming up. John P says, I am both confident and shitting myself. This is a normal state of my mind for this game. I like that. I like that. I like that. Interesting comment here from Gumby saying Spurs fans are optimistic, and Gumby says not confident. Here's the thing: is they were confident. They were confident last season as well because we went into last season level on points with everybody saying that they were playing amazing football and they were in the title race and Arsenal were not in the title race. And it was too early to say Arsenal were in the title race, but 100% Spurs with Conte, they had already won the transfer window and that was it. And they were confident coming to the Emirates and getting 3 points and we ended up walking away with the 3 points. So I think they're always kind of optimistic. I think Spurs go through that cycle where, they sack a manager, they start playing decent football. It's early in the season, they get optimistic and then they get humbled. And so, um, uh, it's annoying that they look a little bit more optimistic than they probably should be coming to the Emirates, but this is their usual way. It's their usual way, I think, to get gassed early in the season and then realize that it was just early in the season. Let's hope. Let's see. We have about 5 minutes until we begin. Let me just stretch. I'm sorry. It's just waking up. Just like, getting ready for this. Ooh, yeah. Now I'm nervous for sure. Gumby says a lot of Arsenal fans are disrespectful towards Spurs. But the thing is like, if you can't be disrespectful towards your biggest rival, then who can you be disrespectful to? I feel like I get what you're saying is that Spurs are optimistic and they've looked good. So we need to be humble. I think the players need to take care of business, back themselves. But there's nothing wrong with like a little bit of like, yeah, we're better than you. Like, or we're gonna beat you. Like that's sport. And when you go big, you have to be willing to also take that back. But if there's ever a game where I feel like maybe you should go big, this one, because the rewards are great if you get it. If we win, the rewards are great. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like if you can't go big and be kind of arrogant in a game against your, arch nemesis, then is this even sport anymore? So yeah, I remember when I was younger, I used to talk smack all the time as a Laker fan, anytime we were going to play the Boston Celtics. And the Celtics were an amazing team. And the Lakers were obviously amazing, but the week leading up to the game, just talk shit. And sometimes it would go my way, sometimes it wouldn't. But I didn't care how good or how bad they were. I was always talking smack. And I think it's okay to do that as long as you're willing to take the L when it comes your way, if it does. Lord says, quietly bricking it right now. I agree. Z says, I want to see how they perform away from home. It's easy to play good in front of your own fans. Well, this is their first their first big test, away at the Emirates to Arsenal, a team that is playing well, like despite everybody saying we're not playing well, we are. Um, so yeah, they're out now. First of all, like, how good do we look? Like, I love that we went back to like more white socks. Like, I know that we had like the stripy ones at one point. Those were okay, but I think white shorts, white socks is the move for Arsenal. And then the like burgundy, like dark red type of jacket, that's smooth. We look good. We look good. So yeah, Mark Neighbor says, "Oh cool." Or, "Oh, wow, they just did a vignette on Sky with expressions and Pippa cool." Yeah, they're everywhere, those 2, aren't they? Um, so yeah, Gumby says, "Good luck." Good luck to you as well. Hugo says, "Not the Lakers, Jess." Yeah, I'm a Lakers fan. I'm from California. I'm from LA. 3 minutes, guys. 3 minutes. They said they're showing Eddie at center forward. It has to be Eddie at center forward. Like, um, it has to be. Oh man. Can we just fast forward 90 minutes and just let me look at the score? Jesus. Oh, showing James Madison. He's such a good player. Like, I'm not going to shade him, but he was talking a little bit of smack before the game. Is annoying. It was annoying. It's nerve-wracking now. All right. And if I go a little bit quiet, and I'm not, because what I don't want to do is always look at the comments because I know you guys are a little bit ahead. So I try to like not look at the comments so much so you guys don't spoil it for me. So my score prediction is 3-2 Arsenal. I think it's going to be goals in this game. That's my score prediction. So yeah, but yeah, like I said, if you're like, where is Jessica? Why isn't she like talking to us? It's just because I am trying not to look at the comments so much because there's always spoilers. Oh, there's my alarm. There's my alarm. I'm so nervous. Kelly, why did you guys say this? Oh my gosh. Why did you guys tell me to do this? Now I'm regretting it. Thanks, guys. That is fully cold now. Fully cold now. Also, it's a disgrace that the Liverpool game, the Arsenal game, and the Chelsea game are all on at the same time. Disgrace. Like, it makes no sense. Whew. Dale says, bonus of watching games at 6 a.m. here in California is I have all day to recover. Yeah, all day to recover. Yeah, is either way is it has its benefits, but I kind of do like getting up early, getting it over with, and then going about my day. Oh, you guys are so nervous. Okay, get it together. Get it together. It's fine. No big deal. No biggie. No big deal. It's fine. Who cares? It's just football. Not gonna ruin your life. Not gonna ruin your life. And we're off. We are off. Whew. Scared, y'all. Win that. Good. Hey. You don't need to pick up Fabio, okay? Like, he can get up on his own. So you saw the first is like, "Oh, we're gonna hit you really hard." All right, great. We know what the deal is. We know what the deal is. We know what the deal is. Let's see what Udogi. He looks a really good player, by the way, so I'm not going to hate on him. But let's see what he has going back towards his own goal. You know, defensively, let's see what he's about because he's going to have to defend Saka a bit. Oh, I'm so nervous. I'm gonna drop. Good, Odie. Oh, and Van de Ven in wide areas. If we could get him in wide areas, that'd be great. Because he's so slow. It's giving Primer to soccer. Yes. Good. Come on, Eddie. So we are pressing. We are pressing. Jesus, okay. Let's not hurt ourselves. We don't have anybody else. First minute, let's not hurt ourselves. Good Rice. And they're in a bit here. Good. All right, let's see. Yeah, they were in there. Good block from Ben, though. So, yeah, they're going to try to. Let's see. Little corner we have to defend. We kind of deal with it. Oof. He was offside anyway. Wasn't even nervous. He was offside. Yeah, but that's the danger. That's the danger. You have to clear your lines a lot better than what we did right then. Jesus came in. They're way off anyway, so he knew it too. I don't even know why he's running around celebrating. So yeah. He really was. Totally offside. Like, not even close. Okay. So early on, obviously, Spurs want to impose themselves on the game. They're fresh. They haven't played midweek and, they're up for it. So I think Arsenal just need to get a bit of possession, that's all. Try to at least. Good. Test their playing out from the back. I like that. I like that. That's what I like. Testing their playing out from the back. Odegaard's funny. He kicked that so hard. Oh, let's go. This Sar guy come from their academy? He looks all right. He looks all right. I remember him playing against us at I think did he start against us? I'm not sure. Last season, but yeah, he looks all right. That Sar guy. I'm not sure if he came from their academy though. Decent. Yeah, just a bit of possession, guys. That's all. Hurry! Just a bit of possession, y'all. Come on. Let's go, Saka. Oh, that was a nice try. Yeah, he dribbled out of bounds. Let's see what happened here. Passed it to Brendan Johnson, and then I don't know what Dogie did there, but looked like he kind of caught Saka after the fact. So yeah, but it's just a throw in. So yeah, they've started off quickly, which makes sense. Not surprised. And they're trying to like hurt us and stuff. So yeah. As long as here's my thing about this is that like obviously Romero is somebody that's always out of control. Um consistently out of control. You got to get him on a yellow card, I think. You know, if Jesus can bait him into continuously making those types of fouls, then hopefully he gets a yellow and we can get in his head because he consistently does that stuff. And, you know, he just needs to suffer the consequences for it if he does it. Come on. It's a good tackle. Unfortunately, Eddie couldn't create that separation, but that's just a good tackle, really. So we built up great on the left-hand side. Like, if that's Martinelli, they're not getting anywhere near us. Good Saka. Yeah. Gotta get these guys on some cards. Because defensively back there, they're grabbing and doing some bad fouls. My nerves are through the roof. If you guys can tell, I'm so scared. I'm so scared. I want it to end. Why does Basuma wear his shorts like that? Does anybody know? Anybody know? They're so like baggy and low. It's weird. Hmm. Let's see. Mark Neighbor says, I do not think there is more of a hothead than Romero. Exactly. He should have way more red cards than he gets. Jordan Hill says, we're getting this dub, hopefully. Mark says, just checked. Yeah, they signed Sar from Mets at 15 for 15 million as an 18-year-old. Yeah, he looks pretty good. Like, that's a good pickup for them, I think. He solves some midfield issues, you know, for them. It's just a foul, Basuma. Calm down. You think you're gonna get a yellow for that, you clown? It's a foul. Is he okay? Relax. It's just a foul. Like, no need to, you know, piss your pants. You're fine. Let's see. I am so nervous. Good, Odie. They played all right out of that. Let's see. That Van de Ven looks so strange on the ball. Like, he just looks very stiff. He just looks very stiff. Okay, they're going to go long here. Let's see. And we're clear there. Turn. Oof. So basically, their whole game plan is just to foul us every time we touch the ball. Or there's been so many fouls already. So let's go, Zinni. Just get a little bit of possession. That would be great if we could get a little possession. No. Good. So, like you guys were saying and we were talking about before the game, is what position is Eddie and what position is Jesus? Clearly, Jesus is on the left and Eddie is through the middle. That's terrible. From Zinni. He needs to do better. Yeah, we're in good possession right then, and I think Zinchenko needs to do better there, because we're trying to build through, you know? Um, so yeah. Um, feel like we should win that. Oh. Come on, come on, come on. Force them back. This is nerve-wracking. Oh. Come on. Come on, Eddie. That's great, Eddie. Good work. Good. I like that, Eddie. I like that. But we're sloppy in possession. Come on. That's the second one. That's the second one. Like, I kind of get what Saliba was trying to do there, but Saka was not running in there, you know? Good, Odie! Yes! Come on. Oh, that didn't go in the goal. I thought it did. I thought that went in the goal. So yeah, that was good work from Eddie in that area. Like you guys are saying, that was really good from Eddie. And then what was really good also was Odegaard. He won that in midfield. I think we should score there with Jesus, but that was a really good chance. And then, you know, Ben is called for a soft foul in the corner. But we can get in. We can get in. Like, obviously, there's danger on the other side, but we can get in. Good, Saliba. These late fucking fouls, sir! That's his third foul. Give him a fucking card. Yeah. 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 They've come here just to fucking foul. Who was it? Yeah. That is Udogi's third foul in 15 minutes. In 15 minutes. Clear foul. And a yellow. Arteta, okay, calm down. You're going to get a yellow. I'm just saying, you know, this is what you wanted. You wanted to get Udogi or Pedro Porro both on yellow cards early because I'm not convinced that they can actually defend us 1v1 in those wide areas. He's already gotten the yellow, so now let's cook further. Let's go. Eddie should cross that, you know. That angle, that angle, he's never going to score from that angle. Jesus is wide open on the back stick. You guys, we have the decision making in the final third. The decision making in the final third. I know he's a striker, but that's a bad angle to shoot from. Come on, Jesus. What happened there? Was it out? It's like, was that out? That scared me. Because I was like, oh no, they're on the counter attack, and Zinchenko just fully missed that. He just fully missed that. It's a great ball from whoever that is. Oh, Saka unlucky. Good. Rice. Come on, V. Come on, Lil V. We got to find Vieira a nickname because everybody was saying, oh, you love him so much. He doesn't have a nickname like Trossard and Reese. I forget what I'm going to call him. Figure out what I'm going to call him. Oof. Fuck. The nerves. The nerves. Come on. I like when we have the ball, not when they have the ball. Good, Zin. Oh, Zinchenko. That's good. Oh, no, it's not. Rhea missed that completely, by the way. That was good defending from, looks like Ben. But Zinchenko, okay. I'm gonna wait and say what I need to say after. It's good defending from Ben. Rhea completely misses that. But Ben, that's good defending. What I'll say about that is on that side. Ooh, who is that? Vieira missed that. Shit. Okay. On that side, they need to take care of the ball a little bit more. I'm feeling like they're kind of winning it, but then they're trying to do something with it before they've truly gotten it. They need to take care of the football a little bit more. On that side, on the left-hand side. Saliba, get rid of it, please! Good, you know? Vieira and Zinchenko, it's like they get it and then they start bobbling around with it. They just need to be a little bit more careful with the ball over on that side. See, Wilder says treat from Saliba coming up. Blue says that's why Eddie doesn't start ahead of Jesus and Martinelli. Yeah, it's just bad decision making, I think, from Eddie. I get that he's a striker, so he's always going to try to shoot, but still. Mark says 1-0 Salah. The guy is really good, so. I'm trying not to make people nervous, but I'm nervous, so there's nothing I can do. I can't not be nervous. I'm sorry. I am super nervous. I think it's been a pretty even game, to be fair. Oh, Odie lost it. Hey! Good. Yeah, so we're switching it from left to right really well. We're popping it around, but it's just like the final pass, the final dagger. We're not quite getting that right yet, but when we play this way, they have to concentrate really well for 90 minutes. So eventually we'll get through, hopefully. Hopefully. Mohammed says, big up Jess watching from Minnesota. Thank you for tuning in. Come on. Thank you for tuning in. I love that. I'm sure it's cold there now in Minnesota. Maybe not fully, but everybody I know that's from Minnesota or lives there, they're always posting the snow. Oh, that's poor. That's poor. Come on, Saliba. Do better than that. I'm a little cold. Don't mind me. I'm just going to put my little grandma sweater on. I can't find how to put it on right now. Too nervous. When putting on a sweater is difficult. Yeah, sorry guys. I need something. I'm cold. Gotta win it. Good, Jesus. Sorry, I gotta put it on. I'm cold. So, all right, let's go, you guys. I am too nervous for this. Come on, Eddie. You gotta be alive to that. Good. Vieira. I see why Vieira's rolling around on the ground a little bit there, because he did foul, and just to take the sting out of the attack for them. So yeah, let's see. Mohammed says yes. It's actually very cold. Yeah, like when I used to be a flight attendant, one of our bases was in Minneapolis, and every time I would go there, I was just like, I don't know how people do it. It looks cold, feels cold, is cold. I'm not a cold weather person, so I commend you for being able to handle that cold, man. Keep it out. Good. All right. Coach Dave says, will you continue watch-alongs when you go back to the UK? Yeah, I will. As long as schedule permits and stuff like that, nothing, should prevent me from being able to do these. They're so hard to do though, you guys. Like seriously, like this is killing me. It's really good work from Saka. Eddie, keep that. Oh. Yes, Innie! I was holding my breath, y'all. I was holding my breath, y'all. Yes! Yes! You fucking idiot! Yes! Yes! Romero, you idiot! You idiot! Yes! Yes! You. Yes! Yes! It couldn't have happened to a better person. It couldn't happen to a better person. You. Yeah. Hold that. Hold that. Hold that. Cross says left my ass off. Cosmo says, okay, the build up, it's like our usual build up. Saka cuts in on his left, and Ramos took it. I mean, even if let me see it. So, there's two guys there waiting to tap that in. So either he lets it go or it goes straight to Eddie. Hold that. Carlton, thank you so much for becoming a YouTube member. I really appreciate that. Enjoy the content. Boy says it's Saka. I love that. Cross says goal. Chosen one says Saka. That is Saka's goal, as far as I'm concerned. But we need to go ahead and get a second one. I like the dart celebration. I like that. That's a new little variation there. Mark says, holy moly, Jess just woke up the whole street. I did. Who is... hold on. I just saw... Is Vera okay? His knee. Blue Radio says, holy smokes, I felt that the way your face just changed. Love it all the way from London. You guys, if I'm anything, I'm authentic. I don't hold back from you guys. So, I'm not going to overdo it or underdo it. That is how I am. I celebrate fully. That's just what I do. That is it, Saka. Ooh, but if he does not hit that, it goes to one of Jesus or Eddie anyway. So, it was stick your leg out and score yourself with your knee, you dummy, or let it go to one of us. Hugo says, hold that, Romero. Chosen one says, it is no, it was on target, so it's his. Fair enough. C. Walder says Vieira is up. Good. I don't know if Vieira is also just kind of keeps going down, and because Vieira is a very good actor. That's what I will call him. He's a very good actor. So I think he's going to egg it just a little bit. That's what I'm hoping. But if anything, you could bring on Kai Havertz. A lot of people figured that he would start for this game. Which is what it is. Chosen one says they're saying it's his as of now on the broadcast. I would prefer it to be, Saka's, because that adds to his goal tally. And the thing is for a player that people are saying is, not having a great season, he's having a good one as far as I'm concerned so far. All right, game's going again. Vieira's back up. I'd be thinking Vieira be faking. That's what I'd be thinking. Oh, no, he's not back on. Yeah, they're going to let them play a little bit with us at 10 men. You know the deal. That's so good, Jesus. Oh, now let him get on because they can't score. Fuck you, ref. Clown. What a crackhead. All right, let's go. Vieira was faking. I love Vieira so much. Let's go cook him. He can't touch you now. He can't touch you now. He can't touch you now. Almost. 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 Officially given to Saka. Hold that, Nando's. Frank, I'd be so happy if we can keep a clean sheet. John Donut says, come on, you Gunners. And Mark Neighbor says they officially gave it to Saka, which is great. I'm happy about that. I'm happy about that. But yeah, we're playing well. And the thing is now Saka can fully cook that guy because he's on that card. Like I was saying, I just wanted to see us go at them because I don't think they're very good isolated. And that's turned out to be true. If we could get the second goal before halftime, then I think we're in a really good position. And the thing is that I think we can cut through them the the entire game. Like, I don't think they really have an answer for the way that we're playing. It's just a matter of if we keep them out, you know? So important. Oh, score. You guys, sorry. This is the part where I'm really bad at. Straight up. Okay, I changed the score now. Oh, you guys just have to remind me. A little bit of water. I'm dying for halftime a little bit. I need something to eat. Hungry. All right, you guys. Can't let up. Oh, Jesus, you should score. Oh, my. Jesus, seriously? I could slap you right now. You should score. That's the end of the game. They're rattled, you guys. They're playing out of the back. Oh, if you score then, they're done. Jesus, you have to score. He has to score. He has to. Because that's it. If you concede 2 calamitous goals, one being like Romero sticking his knee out, and the second one is Madison getting, pickpocket like on the edge of his box or inside his box, and Jesus smashing in the back of the net, the game is done. You're demoralized and embarrassed. Like, he has to score there. Like, that's actually 2 opportunities between Nketiah. That's a foul. Oh, you fucking. That's a foul, ref. That's 2 by Nketiah and Jesus. I'm not happy about that at all. The way that pissed me off, I'm sorry, you guys. Like, I don't think I'll, because game over. We need the second, guys. Come on, Vieira, that's shit. Keep the ball. Win it. Again, he throws him to the ground, ref. Oh, Rice loses it there. That's not good. I'm going to say this quietly, but I don't think this has been Rice's best half. Yeah, I don't think it has been. But that doesn't mean it can't get better. As a whole, we're playing fine. They made it an own goal. Yeah, I hear you. Out of bounds. Jordan says, is Abba scoring that? Maybe. I just think right then, I know that it's a quick moment, so you're trying to like think quickly and you're like, oh shit, I actually got the ball. But I just think you smash that in the back of the net, Yeah. Jesus is cooking them. Come on, Eddie. Good. Mark is saying Jess is such a perfectionist, 1-0 up, playing the better, dominating, but not happy. We're not with the second yet. No, yeah. Like, I'm happy with the way that we're playing. I am happy about the way that we're playing. I just don't want it to be for naught. And I just think 1-0 is just too close of a score, like right now, for how well we're playing and how they're not doing anything. We know how football is. Like, we know how it works. You could be this dominant and this good and not get the reward for it. So I just want us to get the reward, and the reward will come if we score that second goal. That'll end the game, I think. But I do like the way. Rhea. I think, yeah. Having an interesting game at the back in terms of his distribution. That's all I'm gonna say about that one. And then they show Ramsdale right after. That's so, so funny. Um, but yeah. So now they've switched Van de Ven. It looks like to our side. Frank says, we need Gabby J to score there. You're right, Jess. Would have been game over for me. We need to take the wind out of their sails. If they concede those 2 goals the way that they've conceded them, their goal, it's over, and that's all I really am saying. Like, I think we're playing really well. Boy says these Spuds can't believe that our press is still going. Exactly. And also, because we played midweek, I am a little bit like cognizant of the fact that we might get a little tired, and that's why I want the game to kind of be out of reach. That's great from Rice. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it because I feel it coming. I know it's coming. Great save. Great save. It's a great save from Rhea. What a save. That was a good save. C. Wilder says, outburst in 3, 2, 1. Chosen One says, what a save. Grass says, what W save. Cosmo says, what a save. Stone says, let's go, Rhea. Exactly. And like, we can't get complacent right now. We only won 1 goal up. So, that could have easily been 1-1, but that's an amazing save. What I didn't love, I feel like I need to see more from Eddie in terms of like getting on some of these, like, I think that came from him getting on the ball and then getting pickpocketed, that whole move from Spurs. And that was a good move. That is a high quality chance there. They're celebrating. Brendan Johnson is celebrating there. He thinks he's scored. That's an excellent save. So, feels like they're getting a little bit more joy here at the end of the half. I need Arsenal to get back on it. It's good from Rice. We're going long. You know what? Let me just let this play out. I'm concerned. But so Walter says, right, I need to go for a quick walk around the flat. Stone says, Nketiah should be on that lazy ball, shaking my head. And that was one thing, is like you saw them like turn around and kind of like Odegaard was like kind of bitching at him there, because like we're doing such a good job with our press and they're clearly rattled back there. We need to jump on those chances and those opportunities when they make mistakes at the back. So yeah. I want this over so bad. We got our goal. End the game. I need halftime too. I just need a little break. Almost. We should be up by a couple. So, Vieira. Eddie again. I don't want to kill him, but it's got to be better in those positions. Our our press is so good, and we're not taking advantage. We're not taking advantage. Fuck. They scored. They scored. But what I tell y'all, we should have been up 3-4-0, and it's 1-1 because we didn't score that second goal. So, and it was a good goal. So, what can you say? But to give up that goal right before halftime too, let's see what happens here. Rhea, that's not great. Good save. And then Rice kind of pops it up. I think Saka just on the wrong side of Madison. He just cooks him there. And then he just gets in front of all three of our defenders. I mean, it's a good goal, So the thing is we started getting sloppy around the 35th minute. And you started seeing us like we were getting the ball, giving it away sloppily. And so now it's 1-1 right before the half. And Arteta coached a 4-0 here. That's one thing I will say. Our press has been really good, but in the last 10 minutes or so, I've been a little bit disappointed about the us pressing and the ball being right there, and certain players like either just giving it away or not getting on the end of it. So, yeah, it was coming. That was coming. But we can score again, you guys. And we had them on the ropes. That's the thing. We had them on the ropes. We had about a 10-minute spell around the time where we scored where they just kept giving the ball back to us. We were pressing them. Jesus is in the box. He should smash that in the back of the net. And we just didn't take advantage of it, and now we're punished. And it's just a typical kind of thing that happens with Arsenal where we're playing so well, but it was like, I don't want to say that was just like a really bad goal to concede, because it was good from their standpoint. Like, it wasn't like we were passing it around at the back and gave it away. But I think it kind of came from us being complacent and not getting that second goal. We kept them in the game. You have to get the second goal. So, other teams get to be good as well. Hopefully we don't concede again before halftime. Or that might be peak for us. So, God, I'm not totally surprised. I'm not totally surprised. I wish I was. Now they're kind of cutting through us a little bit. We need to get control of this. Good, Rhea. Get control of the game, y'all. We need our leaders to kind of... Oh, Ben, that's not good. Good, Jesus. That's the one thing Jesus has done. Not the one thing. Jesus has been really good this half, but winning the ball back, progressing us up the pitch, getting them on cards. He's been really good at that. It's just he really needed to finish that chance. And that's just really good that's good work from Jesus. We're missing Trossard or Martinelli. You know, so yeah. Mark Neighbor says we've had 63% of the ball in the last 10 minutes. We let them back into the game. Let's see. Jordan Hill says we've only had 37% of the possession so far. Well, most of their possession has been back there. Possession for me is like, that's secondary to like if you're actually watching the game, it's fine. Sean says, "Are you okay, my dear? Don't worry, it's just a game." Fair enough. The Sheikh says, "Sorry, but we are shites. Spurs are bossing the game." If you feel like we're shite and Spurs are bossing the game, then I don't think you're actually watching the game with true eyes. We were absolutely dominant for the entire half, and we let them back into it. Acal says, "I told you Vieira's not ready. Now you see." I'm not sure what Vieira did wrong. Vieira didn't really do anything bad. I'm trying to figure out, what did Vieira do? These last two comments here, I'm trying to figure out like genuinely where these are coming from. So yeah, because Vieira is not the one that conceded that goal. That's good from Zinni. But I also think sometimes like when the game's not going the way that you want it to go, you already have like a thought in your mind. You're like, okay, I don't like Vieira, so I don't think he's good enough. And then we concede and he has nothing to do with the reason why we conceded. And then you say, oh, well, that's the reason. See, I told you. Yeah, no. Vieira is kind of not the reason why we conceded that goal at all. So that's strange. Mark says, I think he means that Vieira has done. What has Vieira done in this game? He's done quite a bit. He's won the ball back quite a few times. He's been decent in build-up. But again, like if Jesus puts that chance away or Eddie just crosses it instead of smashing it into the goalkeeper, then Vieira is not a part of this conversation. He's played well. And so the focus on him is strange when he's doing his job. He's doing his job. So I think more what we're missing is like General saying we're missing Martin or Leo, because in those positions where I saw Vieira, oh no, that's bad, Rice. I saw Vieira win that ball back and it went straight to Eddie and Eddie just lost it. So, if Eddie takes a touch and then hits that in the back of the net, we're not having a conversation around Vieira. Still, I'm not understanding the Vieira comment at all, actually, to be honest. Because if we're up 3-0 like we're supposed to, are you having a conversation around why he hasn't been creative? No, you're not. So, is Vieira the reason why we're at 1-1? That's my question. Let's see. Mark says, I'm still happy with the way he played. We need cutting edge. Keep doing the same things and we'll come good. I mean, Spurs will be happy with that because they were outplayed for the first 40 minutes of that half and then got back in the game. But these are all really difficult games today, and they're all drawn. Like Arsenal, Tottenham, Liverpool, West Ham, Chelsea, Aston Villa. All these games are 1-1 or equal. So yeah. Says Nketiah keeps losing the ball. Excuse me. Yeah. I'm not sure like that he's having the best game. That's all I'll say. It just feels like he's a step behind everybody else in terms of, winning the ball back, being fresh, being, being on it. Like they're all winning the ball, and like Saka and Odegaard and Jesus are winning that ball in those areas. And Eddie's just kind of a step behind them. And so we are missing one of our better attackers. That being said, I thought watching that game, and I'm usually pretty negative, like when I'm watching the game, but I thought we were pretty dominant. for that entire half. I thought we had them on the ropes. Actually, like the first 10 minutes were quite even. Then we kind of imposed ourselves, and when they were trying to play from the back, we kept winning the ball. And because we kept winning the ball, they started to shit the bed a little bit. We scored our goal. And for the next 10 minutes or so, we were on them. And that's where we needed to strike. We had to score the second goal then. We got complacent towards the end of the half, conceded a decent goal. Like, it wasn't like they didn't do anything. Like, that was a good goal from them. And so we sit here at 1-1, probably feeling like we should be up a couple. Ram made one really good save. But I think, Jesus not putting that one where he nicked it off of Madison, that was the one. You score that, they're done. They've conceded 2 hilariously funny goals, and that's it for them. Also, Eddie, he got into a really good position where Adogi just kind of passes it straight to him, and he anticipates it well. And instead of putting it across for Jesus for a tap in, he smashes it into the goalkeeper on a very terrible angle. And so, yeah, I'm thinking we should be up 3-1, at this point. But I enjoyed the entire half until we conceded the goal. So I'm feeling all right. Stone says, need Reece Nelson on the pitch pronto and Eddie off. Sean says, I'm a Man U supporter, but I'll back Arsenal and City over Liverpool anytime. Matt G says, I didn't enjoy the half. I actually did enjoy the half I didn't enjoy watching it, but I thought we were playing well. I thought we gave them pretty much nothing in that half until we decided to fall asleep in the last 5 minutes, which is an Arsenal trait. That's really disappointing, from an Arsenal perspective. But let's look at the stats. They're actually dead even. We both had 7 shots. We both had 3 on target. They had more possession, and they had more passes. But again, where did they have the possession? They had the possession in their half where they were trying to build from the back, and we kept nicking it off of them, which was a good, a good plan of action. We had 82% pass accuracy and they had 88. So that probably is a couple of sloppy passes here and there. They had 3 yellow cards. We had 1. So yeah, it's an interesting game. I think it's evenly poised. I think we were the better team, but it doesn't matter if you don't get ahead 2-3-0. We're not clinical enough. We're not brutal enough in those areas, and that's why they're still in the game. Drew says, Eddie not having a good game. Eddie is my guy, but I would like to see Nelson right now. Gumby says, I think Arsenal will win the game, but again, all of you underestimated Spurs, and Arteta did as well. How? I don't understand how. How did Arteta underestimate Spurs? The only thing you could say is maybe because he played Nketiah instead of Havertz. I think anybody who's most people, if they had saw or Havertz up front, they would have still been worried. I don't know how he underestimated Spurs, and I don't even think that Spurs did anything particularly special in that half. They scored a goal. Last season, we went into the same fixture 1-1 at halftime. There's nothing that they did that was spectacular or that surprised me or that the team looked unprepared for. The team was consistently taking the ball off of them when they were trying to build from the back. And had we had taken advantage of any of those situations, we would be ahead. So I'm having a hard time connecting with the idea that Spurs have done anything special, or, I was watching that half and I was like, oh, they're way better than I thought they were going to be. They play decent football. They're trying to play from the back. They're trying to be a possession side. They're not outplaying us in any way. It's a very even game, especially from a scoreline perspective. But I don't know how anybody could have watched that half and thought, you know what, we got outplayed and we look unprepared for this match. It doesn't look like it to me. Gumby says Trossard will come in and change it all for y'all. That's funny. He's not on the bench. Hugo says Nketiah and White off at half, in my opinion. I wouldn't take White off, and White actually, I'm having a hard time connecting with what White did wrong and why he would be the person you'd want to take off. but Nketiah, I would maybe consider taking off just because we just need a little bit of something else, I think. Dale says that Jesus miss was big. I agree with that. I think that's a huge miss. He really should be putting that in the back of the net. That is the end of the game if he does that. He kind of kept them in the game. Malb says we are playing with 10 men because Eddie's not doing a thing. He needs to be off. Waylon says I was so wrong about Eddie. Jesus link up should have been at least 2-0 up. Eddie needs to come off. And Jesus was doing so many good things on that side where he was winning the ball and then just tapping it in Eddie's direction, but because he wasn't like ready for it and he just wasn't there. So it was weird. Like that's the only way that I can really describe is I felt like he just wasn't quite in the game the way everybody else was. And maybe it was because maybe he didn't play midweek or something. But you can't be that off. Yeah, Gumby, like Trossard's not even on the bench. So maybe you were saying he underestimated Spurs because he didn't play Trossard. Trossard's not even on the bench. So either you play Havertz up front, which I still think that like if he had played Havertz up front, people would have said, "Oh my gosh, why is he doing that?" Like, you know what I mean? Like it was either Nketiah, suboptimal option, or Havertz is option that nobody even likes. So, it's interesting. Cal says Jesus is not a striker. We need a striker. Samuel says Jesus doing everything he can, but nobody is in the middle. And Trossard and Martinelli are a huge miss. But again, in a game where we don't have our best, that's pretty much their best 11. And we probably could move, could probably need one more attacker and we'd probably be closer to our best 11. We're still like, I think the better team, so I don't want to go too far. I know that the thing that's close, like the thing that's most prominent in your mind right now is the goal that we conceded. So it's like it's derailed everything that we saw before that. But we were very good in those first like 40 minutes. We just did the usual Arsenal thing. So we just have to put our chances away and we will get more chances because they're not great defensively. I don't know if you guys are getting the feeling that they're this great defensive team, but I think we have them. I think in wide areas with Jesus and Saka, we have them. It's just once Saka and Jesus get central, there's nobody there, really that I think that they could pass it to, or, if they put it across the 6, are they going to get it? And so, yeah, I think we're just missing one attacker, but like we have them in wide areas. We do. Acal says Jesus is not a striker, so is Eddie. Arteta loves Eddie, and Eddie is below our level. Nelson says he should have played Nelson and Jesus in the middle. Kevy Kev says Saka gave up on Madison. Not happy about that. Did he give up on Madison? I just think he got cooked. Could it be the case that Saka just was in a position where, like, ideally you don't want Saka up against Madison. I know Saka used to be a left back, but he's not one anymore. So, I wonder if he just got cooked. That's what I would say. Is that he just got beat. So yeah, Drew Magus says Saka should have fouled him. Okay. Waylon says people were really choosing Basuma over Rice in combined 11s. Basuma's been pretty anonymous in this game so far, but I also don't think that this has been Rice's best game either. I think he's had a couple of decent moments, but I don't want to say he's struggled, but it hasn't been his best game. And so hopefully he steps it up in the second half. But Arteta, I think, needs to make a change up front. Like, I just think we're not getting the most out of our attack so far. But you guys, I need to go and like take a small break now because I forgot to do that. So I'm going to take a little break and I'll be back for the second half. All right. See you in a sec. All right, I'm back. I am back. I've updated the score and I am ready for the second half. I'm ready to be hurt again. So, yeah, Arsenal not in the best position right now. Unfortunately, is Havertz coming on? Yeah, looks like Kai is coming on for maybe Vieira. Um, why is Jorginho coming on for Rice? Is Rice injured? Okay. It's over. Rice must have a little injury or something. Like, there's no way I would have taken him off. And Eddie is still on. Yeah, I'm not feeling good about this half now. To make 2 changes and for one of them to be one of your best players, he has to have gotten a little injury, or something. But man, and let's go. Oh my god. I am so devastated. How many injuries do we have? Oh my god. Like, my mind just went truly. Eddie stays on, Vieira comes off, Rice comes off. I'm over it now. That is just Rice must be injured. So here's my thing as well. How do we get him? He's never injured for West Ham, and then all of a sudden he's injured for us. That is just the worst luck you could possibly have. I'm devastated. So Jesus, or not Jesus, Gabriel wins that. And Zinchenko's not ready to win the second ball. Now he's out of position. This is what irritating me. That's a foul. Hold on. Yeah. I don't. So is Rice injured or no? Is he just having not a great game or, I don't know. I mean, he wasn't having his best game. So, I don't know. Fuck. This could be one of the worst outcomes. Like, Rice hooked, and then if we don't win, whew, this could be one of the worst results. Man. And Eddie stays on. That is, yeah. That's all I really have to say about that. I mean, could you not have just brought Jorginho on, but kept Rice on and took, and then put him in the 8? Did we have to fully hook him? I'm going to believe that. I'm going to say he got injured. There's just no way. Jose. No way. Jose. And that's a bad giveaway from Saliba. And watch them capitalize. So, yeah. I'm not loving that from Saliba. Saliba's had a couple of those today. Maybe like 1, 2. But still. We need like 99.99999% possession. Come on. Let's see. Man, I'm so like I don't get the subs. Like, I mean, I get the Havertz one. Like, I can see that for sure. Like, but Rice, he had to be injured. Kevy Kev says, "Would you take a draw?" Yeah, I would at this stage. Yeah. I think he was hooked, you guys. He looks all red and shit. Like, he wasn't having his best game, but I don't know. Ball retention subs. I don't know. It's handball, isn't it? Handball? No. I think he's saying it's being checked. That's a clear handball! That is a clear fucking handball. How is he not seeing that in real time? Is that a handball on Ben first, though? Real talk. That's a clear handball. Oh my God, ref. How are you not calling that in real time? Ref, are you blind? Ref, are you blind? How have you not seen that in real time? It's actually shocking that he did not see that, like he didn't call it in real time. Should be a pen. Watch them get away with it. Hand in an unnatural position, stopping a goal, scoring opportunity. Like, it's a clear pen. Like, that is going in the back of the net if Romero does not move his hand. The fact that they're even looking at this is shocking. Like, it's a clear handball. He's going to look at the monitor. So, I mean, this is all theatrical. It's a pen. It's a pen. So, oh, you guys, so just while they're checking the handball, the announcer said that it's a calf issue for Declan Rice, which he's been dealing with since the summer. So you guys remember that when Rice first came to us, he was having a difficult time like playing minutes because he had like a little calf issue. It's the same thing. So it's precautionary. The fact that this is taking so long is just weird, and it just feels like they're trying to not give us the pen. Yes, pen. Now we have to make it. You know, that's it now. We have to make it now, you know. And God, I'm so sick. Now we have to make it. Look at me, I'm like, But Big Ange is laughing like it's a bad call, but it's a handball. Oh God. I don't think I can watch. I'm so tired still. All right. I don't think I can watch. I'll be so real with y'all. Let me keep it 100. I'm not going to look. Yes. 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 I want to get super excited, but yeah. So I'm happy. I know it's like, where's the reaction? But, I'm just so rattled right now. So, I'm happy that we scored that. Good. Now, let's go get the 3rd and end the game. Kevy Kev says, "Yes, come on." Chosen One says, "Let's go." Seawalder says, "Straight down the middle." Crest says, "Bakayo." Chosen One says, "Saka." So, yeah, good. Now just control the game, but I actually feel a lot better now knowing that Rice is precautionary and he didn't get hooked because he was bad. I don't know why, like, that was really, like, messing me up. Uh-oh. Did we concede? What? We concede right after? Oh my god. See, this is why I don't look at the comments. Unlucky what? Yeah? Okay. Oh, well. Oh my god. Huge mistake from Jorginho, it looks like. So what happened? She's right here. She's right here. um, well, that's really bad. So that was Jorginho, it looked like. I'm just at the point now where this is why I didn't get excited about the penalty is because we just don't look like I don't know what we're doing. I'm so devastated, but yeah. How can you that is honestly like one of the worst mistakes I've ever seen anybody make. Like he's so experienced to be giving that away is just right after we score the penalty. Yeah, we're going to lose now. I mean, I don't want to be negative, but and now we're fully rattled. Again, we're letting them off the hook. We're letting them off the hook now. That is so shocking. Hmm? I'm just done. I'm sick. I'm so sick. That goal just took it away. How do you score the penalty and then give that away? It's so silly. It's so Arsenal. So Arsenal. Jorginho, man. Like, we're totally conceding another goal too. Like, that was a gimme. That is just a mind, like, I don't know how to explain. My mind is scrambled from that. Like, I am shaking. I am so angry. I'm so angry. Romero is like, ooh, guy. Romero's like trying to give us the game. He's trying to give us the game, and we just won't take it. I am just, oh yeah, update the score. I cannot believe what Jorginho has done there. God. All right. Mark says, thank you so much for your super chat. Says, keep the faith, Jess, and go enjoy a glass of wine later, Starbucks or something, or some Popeyes. Good stream. You're doing great. Thank you so much. I actually I don't eat like chicken or beef or anything, so I won't be enjoying any Popeyes, but a glass of wine I will enjoy. That's great from Saka to bring that down. Jorginho, just give it up. God, that Oh god, I'm trying to shake it off, you guys. I really am. Chosen One says it would not be a North London derby without drama. Lee calm. Arsenal will win. Anthony C says need Odegaard to take over. Kevy Kev says we're so arrogant after scoring. It's just the typical like tropes of like conceding right before half, conceding right after you score a goal. Like that is something that I was laughing at Man United about conceding 10 seconds after they scored. We did the same thing. But that's like a huge individual error from Jorginho. Like there's no way to go about it. We can't it's not a team thing. It was like literally his fault. He didn't have to do that. So, yeah, we have some issues here. We have some issues here. We're still in it though. We're still in it. So yeah. Yeah. So. But what I'll say is like, again, I go back to it might just be precautionary. You don't want to have him out for a long period of time. So yeah, but that doesn't happen if he's there. So Doniso says Ben might as well play CDM. Saturdays equals you says Arsenal aren't impressive at all. And here's the thing is I still maintain what I said about the first half. I think we were the better team, but we have those same mental lapses, and those mental lapses will always be the reason why we don't win anything. Anything like significant. But this is a North London derby, and North London derbies are usually like this. So, I'm not going to go too far into the devastation of it all, but Jorginho, hold that. Like that's awful. You have to take that. Like I actually expect you to put out a tweet. Like for real. For real. Kevy Kev says we might need 100 minutes to get the job done United style. But yeah, I mean Arteta will be absolutely about to like kill someone. I mean, Spurs didn't deserve that, but we gave it to them. They should have been demoralized. They didn't even get to feel the demoralization after the penalty. So, Akau says no mental lapses. The selection was poor. Havertz should have played earlier. Okay. I think focusing on the selection is strange because the selection is kind of not the reason why we went into halftime 1-1. But I don't know. I get what you're saying. If you didn't like the selection and you want to figure out a way how this is Mikel Arteta's fault, then you'll say it's all because of who we chose to start the game. Fair enough. Come on, I need to see more from Eddie. He's been a little on the periphery of things. I'm just gonna see. They're giving us the ball now. Can we take advantage of it? Jesus just kind of slipped there. Now they're on the counter. It's getting a little stretched now because obviously we don't have Rice in there anymore. And Arsenal just kind of need to calm things down. Tonisa says them Chelsea players are trolls. But yeah, boy, I'm not worried about Rice either. I think it's precautionary, but at the same time, Arsenal should be able to see out the draw at the very least at this stage. If we can't, we're in huge trouble. Um, Huge trouble. But this is where we need to see like our main guys really step up. And some of them are out there. They're not doing enough. That's not a handball. Fuck off. Yeah. We need Saka, Odegaard, Jesus to step up here. And we need our defense to stop giving up soft goals. Like, actually, I can't even blame our defense for the Jorginho goal. I really can't. Like, I really can't. I'll be so real. Like, I cannot blame our defense for that goal. I cannot. And we need to keep our brain like intact, because I can also see us like derailing a little bit too. And that's a worry. I don't want to see us derail. Good, Jesus. I don't want to see us derail. We have truly allowed them to be in this game. I mean, they already have an article out about Rice. Calf issue. The game hasn't even ended and they already have an article out about it. It's better than thinking that he got hooked. Oh my God, ref. See, we're starting to derail. I don't know if that's a foul, I think players just running into like our defenders and falling on the ground. Like, I'm not totally sure those are fouls, but fair enough. One thing I will say, is now that Spurs have scored 2 goals, all of a sudden people are saying that they were like the way better team. Sometimes I just think the emotion of watching a game just makes people not watch the game. Like, they're not playing way better than us. They're not. They're not the better side. Sorry. I think it's a typical North London derby where both teams are playing hard. They're both making big mistakes. Like, no, I'm not going to go that far and say that they're like the way better team or they're the better side or anything. Like, they haven't done anything impressive. Now, we haven't been amazing either, especially in the second half, but oh my God, what is Eddie doing? I think, yeah, we need to take Eddie off. Unless, what is he? Yeah. Yeah, Eddie kind of needs to come off. Yeah. June, yeah, Rice is managing like a calf injury. So yeah, he came off because of injury. Mark says 5 goals in 3 games conceded at home. Forest, Fulham, and Tottenham, hardly world beater. Something is not right. We always concede loads of goals at home, but the one and a lot of them are individual errors. Like, I don't think the first one that Tottenham scored was like an individual error. Like, I think that's just a decent goal that they scored. We had fallen asleep a bit, but oh my God, the ref, he's such a clown. But yeah, lots of individual errors at home, and they're still happening. So it's a mental thing with this team. The problem we have now is that like we're probably tired from midweek and they're not. you know they're probably fresh, fresher than us. Yeah, they're fresher now. Arteta might need to make a defensive sub. You kicked it straight out of bounds, son. Son is annoying. Let's see what's happening with Madison. I'm so behind, so I don't know what's going on. Kraus says Jorginho is horrible. Rep says Jorginho is horrible. What the F? Doniso says Jorginho is a Scott. I'd rather see I'd rather see L sideways in CDM. Boy says Jorginho left a mark on Madison. Slow that SOB down. Yeah, I mean, Jorginho, yeah, I mean, he made a fatal error, and we just have them too many times. The mental lapses are too much. They just come too often. A cow says bring on ESR. He scores in these games. Yeah. Now they're going to bring on Højbjerg. I would also consider, bringing on Tomiyasu for Zinchenko. I think Zinni is going to start getting worked on this side a little bit more. He tends to get tired around the 60th minute, and they keep coming down this side. So let's just take, him off, I think. Let's see. Is Madison coming off or staying on? Because otherwise this was just all for show. I'm shaking. I'm just still so upset about that goal. And you know what? I had the same feeling about that goal that we scored, like the penalty that we just scored. Same feeling I had when we went 2-1 up against Fulham. I just knew we'd concede because we don't have control of the game fully. So, yeah. Yeah. But what else, like the thing is like, yeah, the second half has been poor. I don't think either team has been particularly good in the second half. And definitely not Arsenal. But I think both teams are afraid to lose now. Arsenal are getting a little bit tired. But I actually liked what I saw in the first half. I just think we gave it away in those last 5 minutes. So, yeah. But this is where your players need to step up. I'm not seeing enough of our players. Eddie needs to be careful. I can see him getting a red. He's coming in late to a lot of challenges here, trying to get the ball. He's getting nowhere near them, but he's like on players' ankles. He really needs to be careful because he could get sent off, and that would not be a good thing. So please take him off. Shit. Down. Take him off. That's what I would like. We've lost a lot of our continuity, like our patterns are gone. We're not able to connect like a pass. So, yeah. Let's see. Um, Not having control of the game when you're 2-1 up is unacceptable. Yeah, it's a typical Arsenal thing, but now the game is even more stretched because, again, like, we're not controlling the possession, and so it's just every time we turn it over, they can easily just kind of run through midfield now because we have Jorginho out there. So, um, yeah, they just kind of have to ride this out. Um, and we've already done some subs, but I feel like the subs have largely just kind of made us worse. Um, Mark says the flow is gone, the pattern is no more, the rhythm is lost. Complete contrast to the first 35 minutes. We were great. First 35 minutes, we were good. Now we're just a mix of people, and we've lost our heads. That mistake that Jorginho made just completely, the team is gone, heads gone. So, yeah, but where's the leadership? Where's the leadership? Where's the leadership? This is giving a bombing here with Jesus marking Romero. Come on now. Win a ball. Yeah, they're just fresher now. We need to bring on fresh legs. Like, we're dead from playing midweek, and they're fresh because they haven't played midweek. So our players just like, Arteta needs to make some subs. Where's Reese, man? Okay, Reese coming on. Well, we've lost all of our physicality in midfield as well, Kebby. So, we're not going to be able to break anybody down in midfield because or stop transitions. We've lost our transition stopper. So Arsenal need to try to control possession. Um, that's what we have to do here. Control a little bit of possession, slow the game down, slow Spurs down because they want to speed the game up. We haven't had any possession in the second half. That should be a goal. What is Eddie doing? See how easy we got in there just by having a little bit of possession, and then we get into a good position. We should be finishing. What is that? That was not great. The buildup was fine. See, they're giving us the ball again. Let's see what Eddie does this time. How can Eddie not be fresh? He didn't play at all midway. Mark says, Odegaard, Jay's. Oh, God, they're bringing on Richarlison now. If he scores the winner, fuck, you know? Jesus coming off now. Odegaard, Jesus, Eddie, Saka, not one has shined this game. All okay, but they've seriously lacked in the final third. You what says, if I speak, I'm in big trouble taking out Jesus and not Nketiah. And I'm just gonna I think Nketiah is a huge blind spot for Mikel Arteta. Like, he loves him so unconditionally that he just doesn't see that the guy is holding us back, like, in this game for sure. And Jesus was getting tired, but a tired Jesus up front for the last 15 minutes is better than, Nketiah, who hasn't done anything in this game. So we've essentially just taken everything away. I take says they look dangerous going forward, but we haven't attacked much. Nothing has really happened in the second half from either team. Um, both teams have just kind of been fouling each other, loads of injuries, and a goal line transition from them and a penalty from us. We need some physicality in midfield, man. This is wild to me. I'm so desperate just to see Arsenal have a little bit of possession. Let's see. It's a long ball. Good, he fouled us. So, Kevy Kev says, could it be that due to injuries and other comps that we don't have enough depth? I mean, look, I think that we do get unlucky with injuries sometimes, but you know, the idea that every other team has like so many, better depth options, look at every other team and tell me that they're not the same as us in terms of depth and they can compete. So I think it's just more about like we wouldn't be talking about that if we had scored our chances in the first half or Jorginho doesn't give away that goal. So for me, I'm having a difficult time connecting with the idea that this is injuries, not enough depth situation. Like it's not depth that Jorginho gives the ball away a second after we score a goal. I think we put a lot of emphasis on it because it's a get out of jail free card. I think if you're just we don't have enough depth. Look at City, then but they're missing key players and they're still able to compete. So it's about players stepping up. And right now, I haven't seen enough players step up, not main players or players coming in this match. I'm seeing a lot of people just I'm seeing a lot of sixes, fives and sixes, not enough sevens and eights. So, but we do have some players to come back in. Like you guys are saying, Partey will come back in eventually. And I think he's like the main one. Rice is probably not. It's just precautionary. He's been managing an injury. And then, Timber hopefully will take some magic potion and be back mid-season. No, I'm just joking. But why we haven't subbed in Tommy for me is a little bit, I just feel like we just need to shore it up and as bad as this sounds, maybe just go for the draw. Rep says Eddie just can't keep the ball. Yeah, he's been awful today. Jesus. I mean, is he ill? Is he sick? Why can't you keep the ball? Oh, I almost pressed end stream. That was on accident. That was on accident. So yeah, it's just tough. This is just tough. Not rage quit was about to happen. It was. No, I'm just joking. But yeah. I guess that's good work from Basuma. I don't know why Saliba's trying to dribble out of the back like that. He really shouldn't be doing that. Just pass it. Good Saka. Haven't seen much of Havertz either, but haven't seen much of anybody. We haven't seen much of anybody. Like, that's the thing. It's like the second half has been so chippy. The one thing I will say is that we had hold on, let me just see how this works out. We had played a 3-0 game in the first 35 minutes of this game, and that was when we needed to win it. We didn't win it. So, this game could have been over had we had just taken our chances in those first 35 minutes. We've made this way harder than it needs to be. They even gave us a lifeline with that penalty, and we didn't take advantage. You know, Manchester City do that, and that's really the difference between us. The first 35 minutes was a 3-0 game. It's perfect. It's good from Kai. Can we find a decent pass? No. But yeah, Eddie is a huge blind spot for Mikel Arteta, and he has that Wenger about him where there's clear players in the team that are not good enough, but they get so much rope. That should be a corner. You know, they get to play poor for games on end and not get, taken off. But other players, they have one bad game and you don't see them for days. So yeah. Kevy Kev says good chances now. Honestly, if I could just fast forward to final time, I would. Because Mama's tired. Want to do player ratings? Get out. So. Oh, that was close. Doniso says, I feel like we're playing with one midfielder. Well, it's clear like Odegaard is really tired. You can see that. And so he's not influencing the game that much. And then you have Jorginho. And then you have Kai, who's not really an on the ball guy. So yeah. So it is kind of like not really like playing with one midfielder, but it's not the ideal midfield setup. Right now we just have kind of a mismatch of guys out there trying to get the job done. Boy says Trossard and Martinelli are injured. Yes, but we don't know how bad it is. Like, it's a minor muscle injury for Trossard. So it's probably more just about like not exacerbating it. Kevy Kev says have hope. Akau says Arteta has frozen ESR but willing to play Eddie and Fabio. Nothing wrong with Fabio's performance for me. But I get that people that love ESR have to focus on Fabio. Fabio's been fine. Oh, Kai, you gotta keep that low. Roar says trophy yellow smiling. Okay, whatever that means. I don't know what that means. So yeah. I'm just tired now. Good tackle from Saliba. People are saying, so just Timber Partey, Trossard, and Martinelli and Rice out after 5 weeks. I mean, I just think we have to I think we just have to kind of like how do I explain? I think we have to persevere beyond the injury conversations. Everybody has injuries, you know, and we have a deep enough squad. I'm not sure that this is about injuries. Like we just shit the bed. So that's good from Reese. That's good from Reese. Oh. But, let's see. Roar says, "Oh, became a YouTube member. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Hope you're enjoying the content." Ify says, "Second half performance looks as though we're playing the Carabao Cup." Yeah, it's not great, is it? It's not great. The ball is out. Sorry. Is Saka really injured or what? Yeah, that doesn't look too good. That doesn't look too good. That doesn't look too good. That doesn't look great. But he fell on that knee, and I think that, like, the knee that was underneath, I think that's what he's holding on to. So hopefully he's all right. Can't be having you get injured. Gotta use the bathroom. Oh, sorry. Shouldn't have said that out loud. I think he's okay. He's just gotten beaten up today. He's gotten beaten up today. I think Udogie was clearly told, like, get in there, when it comes to Saka. So see. Just haven't seen enough of our team at all. I don't know how to explain it. We just haven't seen enough. Oh no. You guys told me that we conceded. If we did, I'm rage quitting. Please don't say oh no. I hate when you guys say oh no. Why do we have 10 more minutes? I'm dying for it to be over. I'm be honest with you guys. I really could just deal with it being done. Like, for real. That's like a whole nother half. I don't think I'm gonna make it. That's a good shot from Saka. Who I want to say this is that I think if you have to choose one attacker that has, done their job for the most part, well, I think Saka. I know people were kind of going in on him about the Madison thing, but he just got cooked by a really good player, I thought. But in terms of going forward, nicking the ball, pressing, I think he's been quite good. And I'm really struggling also to find players that have played particularly well, because I do think we had a good 35 minutes and then we really fell away. So, and Kevy Kev said it's been a terrible game, to be fair. I'll be honest with you guys, I didn't think it would be a good game. Do you know what I mean? Because this is our third game in a week. It's our third game in a week. And we're still learning how to, this is our first time really playing like a first team in the in midweek, and then also like playing a difficult game right off of the back of it. So I didn't think that this was going to be a great game in terms of Arsenal swashbuckling, like going through them, Oh, fuck. He's offside. Sorry. That scared me. I was like, why is he there? So yeah, you know what I mean? Mark says you did well, Jess. Emotions, yes, but you done great with the chat in the show. Thank you so much. Actually, I like, this is torture, but it is kind of fun doing these with you guys. So, there's that. And of course, like I told you guys, I'm looking down because I'm just trying to get the other stuff done. Man, we've missed Trossard and Martinelli, though. I'll say that for sure. We have missed them. We have. Oh, Havertz knocked off the ball there quite easily. Hmm. Need more from the team. Need more from our team, man. Kind of, yeah, feeling like the team just did not really come out. Oh, fuck. That's brilliant from Basuma, actually. It's another good tackle from Basuma. Again, we're kind of going in a little weak on our challenges. We need to do better. That's great from Saliba. We just lost a lot of physicality without Rice. I think that's something that needs to be looked at. No Rice, no physicality. No, not good. Not great. They're in our box. Why? Did that go in? That scared me. um, I want to read this comment from Mark, really. Saying, we always play like we're 3-0 up when 0-0 or 1-0. We're not killing teams off. This is a major problem for me. There's being calm, but get up and kill the game off first, then relax. And we're not really getting that clear now. Like we're still doing it, and I would think that we would have learned by now. But I agree with you. We just kind of relax too much when we score a goal. Game was nowhere near done at 2-1, but we still seem to relax. I don't know what's wrong with us. Okay, ESR is coming on. Should have taken Mr. Eddie off so long ago. Bringing off Saka. So, okay, I have lots of thoughts. Lots of thoughts. Feeling some type of way about that. Eddie's is going to play the whole game. The whole game. The whole game. Oh my God, my stream just switched over to the Liverpool game. That makes sense. Good ESR. But yeah, I just don't understand why he's playing the whole time. It's crazy. It's a blind spot. He loves Eddie so much, and I don't understand. Come on. Just got to see out the game. Oh, man. Eddie cannot keep the ball. He was fouled there, to be fair. I, would think I was being kind of mean there. He was fouled. Come on, you guys. Just see out the game. So upset. So upset. Trying not to be so mad, but I am. I'm, as you guys would say, fuming. Pissed. We had the winner. Fuck. But, oh, wow. Can we not panic? Can we not panic? Why are we panicking so much? Why are we panicking? They almost scored. Why are we panicking? 2-2. All right, you guys, we're going to head over to player ratings. Obviously, you know, we have tons to discuss. I'm going to place the link. If you guys just give me 1 second, I'm going to put it in the chat, and then I will see you guys over there. There it is. There is the link, and I will see you guys over there. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. I love you guys to death. And up the Arsenal.